Hey everyone, Kev Schofield. You know me as Turbo Kev on the slot car forums. Thought I'd take a second to show you the Scalextric's Mercury Cougar and some modifications that you can do to make this car perform like the Camaro and the Mustang. Because unfortunately, this car looks great, but it does not drive in the same league as the Camaros and the Mustangs. This car with some basic tuning, like truing the rear tires and oiling it and getting it on the track, will run nice, no doubt about it. Smooth driving car, but it's significantly slower than the Camaros and the Mustangs due to how high the front end is. It's very top heavy and it tends to roll out of the slot frequently. And it's not quite as easy as just putting smaller front tires on. All that does is raise the tires up off the track. The problem is the body mounts themselves, the posts and where they attach to the chassis and all that, it's just much higher than it needs to be. And so you've got to do some pretty significant modifications to get this car hunkered down and lower to the track and improve the center of gravity. So what I've done, so I've taken a white Cougar kit and completely taken it apart and done extensive mods to it, which you'll see in the post that I'm going to accompany with this video. So here's the stock car. And here's the car that I built using a white kit. The overall height of this car is 36.5 millimeters, and the stock Cougar is almost 42. So I've taken a lot of height out of this car and brought it lower down while retaining the stock chassis. I did cut the chassis. I cut the valances off the chassis and glued them to the car itself, and then I trimmed the chassis all the way around so that there is nothing touching at all. I also trimmed the body mounts that are attached to the chassis and the posts themselves. I dremeled the wheel wells to make room for the body to drop down, and now the car I think has got a great stance now. By bringing the body down and freeing up the chassis itself, you're also able to get some float in the body, front and rear. It has plenty of wiggle room, to move around on there while the car's going around the track, which is nice. To do this, you do have to cut the interior, not all the way out of it. I mean, I didn't replace the interior with a card or anything like that, but I did cut the bottom half of the interior off and added a piece of styrene and then put a driver on there and whatnot, just to give it the look, but not have to replace the whole thing with just a piece of styrene or something. So the car sits nice and low now. It's got CBD aluminum wheels, slotted gear. I think it's got yellow dog tires on the back. It's got a B Nova guide conversion so that I could put a slotted wood guide in here, and then a small piece of lead. Well, maybe it's not small, a good sized piece of lead here up near the front, but that piece of lead is thin. It's no thicker than the pocket for where the magnet was. So now you end up with a car that is got a real nice stance to it. It doesn't have the nose way up in the air like its stock counterpart here. And you can see how much lower that car is. So that's it. I just thought I would do a quick video to go along with the post, and you can take a look at the pictures and what I did to modify the car. And I will say that the modifications are certainly worth it, as the modified car runs a full second plus faster on my road course. The stock car will run a 7.498, for its fastest lap, with most laps being in the 7.6 or 7 range. This car will run 6.428 as a best lap, and it'll run 6.6, 6.7 lap after lap after lap with no no issues, no D-slots, no nothing. It's very easy to drive that much faster because of the lower center of gravity, and I think it's well worth putting the effort into the car because now it goes quite well. So there you go. Hope that you find that informative and enjoy the post.